And we're live. Hi, it's Real Estate Liz. Welcome to Live with Liz. I'm so excited to get started today because I have a really cool, amazing, expert photographer, good friend, and guest on Live with Liz today. So I'm going to bring her on because I want her to give us some good tips on how to take the best photographs of ourselves, of our families, of our kiddos, of our pets, and how to do and look our best on Zoom and other video platforms. She's been a good friend for a long time. She's shot really beautiful pictures of me and Michael, and I cannot wait to bring her on. So I'm going to bring her on now, Miss Sonja Gilhuys.
Hi,
Hi.
everybody. Thanks, Liz, for having me. I'm so excited.
Thank you for being part of Live with Liz today.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sonja, I've known you for a long time. You have photographed Michael. You photographed me. If you are in the real estate industry in Santa Clarita or in the business industry in Santa Clarita at all, if you have seen headshots or family shots, they've probably been shot by you and the amazing Schlick Art, studio at the amazing Schlick Art Studios with Lindsay. And so today I want to bring value to our people and talk about how we can photograph ourselves or our kids or our pets in the best light possible, in the best way possible, so that those photos are Instagram and Facebook ready or social media ready. So Sonja, what is a piece of advice that you could give us as we're shooting pictures at home?
Yes, definitely. So I would say the number one tip I can give you is natural light. Natural light is the most flattering light that you can shoot photographs in. You want to find big windows in your house where there's a lot of light streaming in. You also want to find where the sun is coming through the windows. So even though you have a room wrapped with windows, you'll be able to tell if the sun's coming in from the right, from the left, from the back, whichever window you can see that the sun is coming in from. You definitely want to point your subject towards that window to get the best lighting. Also, another trick that I love, especially if you're shooting indoors, is Lightroom actually has a mobile app. And the biggest thing that happens when you shoot indoors, when you're under fluorescent lights or just in general, the light, your picture can look very yellow, it can look very blue. Within the Lightroom app, you can color correct it. So you can make your skin tone not look so purple, not so blue, or not so yellow to make it look like a more natural, like your actual skin tone. If you're outdoors, you won't need that, but definitely indoors, you can get some contrast. So downloading that app, just doing some color correction, even if it's a little darker than you want, you can up the exposure to make it a little bit brighter, to make it more flattering. So that's a really good app to have on your phone. And with technology in our iPhones today, like you can take great pictures.
Yeah, you can.
You may not be able to print them and blow them up to like 20 by 24. There's not enough pixels, but just for something for Instagram or Facebook, good lighting definitely is key.
Good lighting, and then the name of the app was
just the Lightroom app.
Lightroom. Okay, Lightroom. Good lighting. Sun. Point your subject at natural light. Okay. All right. Cool. So those are some good at-home photography tips. Now, Sonja, one of the things that has happened, we kind of joked about this earlier, is that we thought this pandemic situation was going to be over in 2 weeks a year ago, right? And here we are, a year later, having to do a lot of things virtually and having to do a lot of things on Zoom or, via other video conferencing platforms. Sonja, what are some tips so that we can show up our best on Zoom or FaceTime? What do you suggest?
There's a few things that I've noticed while entering Zooms, some of my do's and don'ts that I've seen, and some things that I love. I would say, for one, I think you should still show professional, whether it's your hair, your makeup, your clothing. I know sometimes Zooms can be really early, so people prefer to use like their headshot picture. I feel it's very important to like show up on these calls, to show your face so somebody can see you. They can only hear you, but they can see you. They can see you physically, especially since they're not seeing you right now. I think it makes a huge difference, and people can see like you took the time to show up and be there and commit to whatever the Zoom or call may be. I would also say to keep your backgrounds very simple and neutral. An easy way to do this is you can jump on Amazon and buy just a white backdrop just to drop behind you. You also can, if you have like a blank wall in your house, or even if it's your office, but it's very minimal, not a lot of clutter, that's also great. And then to put yourself in front of a big window so you can look your best, so you have great lighting, so you don't look dark and people can barely see you, but you look bright and alive and present, and just making a good impression on those people that are on the Zoom call with you. I think those are some things that I noticed that could really help your presentation when you're on a Zoom.
Perfect. Now, Sonja, we had a really cool conversation. I loved hearing how you got into photography. Tell me how you discovered this passion of yours.
Yeah, so funny story. So I had my kids really close together. And so for one Christmas, I told my dad, hey, Dad, I really want like a good camera to take pictures of the kids, because at the time I couldn't really afford, professional photos all the time, but I definitely wanted those great pictures that I could print. So I got myself my little starter DSL camera, DSLR camera, and started shooting pictures of my kids, and I started posting them, and I started getting like family and friends who were asking me to shoot them, and it kind of just fell into my lap. And I actually loved it. Like, I loved taking pictures of families. I loved connecting with the kids. I loved making them laugh and giggle and give them candy just to give me a cute smile. And family was definitely like my passion. Like, I just love capturing those moments, because you don't get those moments back. And just capturing the age. Like, I know a lot of times, parents are so stressed out because they want that perfect smile and that perfect picture. When your kids are little, like under 5 for the most part, it's all about being candid. We're going to tickle them. We're going to throw them in the air, because that is the age that they're at. They're not going to sit there and give us a cute smile. And if they do, it's probably a cheesy smile. And but if we can get them to laugh, like, that is genuine. That's very genuine. So that's what I try to get out of my families. It's just genuine, sweet, cuddly, like happy pictures playing. Is some of my favorite ones. So that's how I kind of got into photography. I met up with Lindsay and Brian almost 2 years ago. They were looking to expand, and I thought it would be a perfect fit for me. And so I ended up joining their team and being their family photographer. So that's
so cool. That is awesome. And I love that you're giving us these tips, right? Because there are a lot of people who still feel hesitant about, having a session with a photographer, especially given everything that's going on. And as things get better, more people will want to interact and have photography sessions. One of the things that I really noticed about you and Schlick Art is that you guys put in place a lot of safety measures to ensure that, while the photography still remains quality photography, you guys are, sanitizing all of your equipment. The studio, you can't go in and out of the studio. You can only go there, via appointment. I know that you guys are taking, your safety precautions very, very seriously, so that you can get people back in the studio or get these sessions up and running again. And one of those sessions, and one of the things that I want you to tell us about, is the pop-up sessions that you guys have. I love what you said. It's out of town, so we get a different scenery, but people don't get charged the travel fee with these pop-up sessions. So can you tell us a little bit more about the pop-up sessions?
Yeah, so this is the first year that we started the session. We're planning on doing 4 a year. There'll be 4 different ones. So my first one is this weekend at the Prime Woodlands Reserve in Lancaster, California. So it's a very beautiful desert scenery with Joshua trees, very cute, something we don't really find out here in Santa Clarita. The nice thing about the pop-up session is it's a 20-minute session. So you get great family photos really quick. If you need them in a hurry, or your kids aren't going to last for an hour, and you get to get out of town and get a different backdrop. So those are this weekend. So if anybody's interested, feel free to email me. I have a couple spots left, but yeah, I'm super excited. It's going to be great.
Awesome. And where can people find you, Sonja?
So they can find me on Facebook at Sonja Gilhuys. They can also find me on Instagram at Sonja_Yvonne, IVON_ on Instagram. Okay. And then you can also message me just through our Schlick Art page, either on Facebook or on Instagram as well.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for all of these tips. And I want to point out, you actually pointed this out when we were starting to do this, because you came in here into the KW office, but you said this is a perfect example of how I have some lighting. I have natural lighting pointed at me because I'm right in front of a big window. And, just so we wouldn't echo, you moved over to the conference room, and the lighting there is different. It's fluorescent conference room lighting, and it looks different. And it's just a matter of, lighting, really.
Yeah. Like I said, natural light is the best light. We did set up a ring light, which definitely helps a little bit. Me looking at the picture, I can definitely tell I'm more blue than I am in person. But you look gorgeous. Like, your skin tones are the colors they're supposed to be and everything. So I can't stress enough, like, natural light is the best way to go and the most flattering light for everybody.
Yeah, for everybody and everything. Yeah, for sure. And Sonja, you were so gracious. You actually came here and you said, I want to offer something really valuable for anyone who's watching or anybody who mentions Real Estate Liz. So you are actually giving us a gift if you mention Real Estate Liz when you book a professional headshot session with Sonja over at Schlick Art. You will receive a free gift card for a family session, for a free family session valued at $150. So that is really, really cool. Thank you so much for bringing gifts to.
Yes. I really appreciate you having me. Yes, and I definitely want to give something to your viewers for anybody who watched this. If you email me at sonja@schlickart.com and you're interested in updating your professional marketing photos and you book in with me at the time of your shoot, I will give you a gift card valid for basically give you a free session for your family. So that's something you could do later in the year. So you kind of get like a nice little discount for following Liz and being her supporter.
Thank you so much. And okay, so your professional headshots, that's a big deal. And I will say, one of my pet peeves is when people are on LinkedIn or Instagram, or they are in a professional setting or should be in a seeking out professional opportunities, when they don't have a professional headshot on their profile.
Yeah.
It's like when they have like a car selfie or, whatever, if your endeavors are in business or something professional like finances or real estate, I really think you should take the time to have some professional headshots. What's your opinion on that? Or if we don't have the time or the funds, right? What's your best advice for somebody who's taking their own picture for a professional setting like LinkedIn or, a job search website?
Yeah. To me, I feel like okay, so it has to be in your budget. I agree. But I feel like it takes money to make money. I feel like it's an investment. We have great marketing packages that are great that can set you up for at least 3 to 5 years, as long as you don't give them all away as soon as you purchase them. But we have great packages, so that way, you can make your LinkedIn, your Facebook, and your Instagram all look the same without it being the exact same photo. You can also take those photos and then rotate them, and then it just adds newness to your Facebook page, or even like your email signature. You change that out, it just adds newness, and people gravitate towards like new and fresh, and like that you really care and you're taking the time to change those photos and show yourself and kind of put yourself out there. I think it's great. Obviously, if you can afford it, I just got the lights turned off on me. You have to do what you have to do. I'm sure there are, affordable photographers out there. But I would definitely say it's definitely an investment. I definitely think it's worth the investment. I think you'll get a return on it, definitely. and to take those marketing packages and just strategically use them for the next 2 to 5 years, I think it's a great investment for your business.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Okay, so thank you so much. I am going to ask you the same 2 questions that I am going to ask every single Live with Liz guest. And the first question, obviously, I'm a real estate, entrepreneur, real estate agent. And I want to know, what is the best real estate advice you have ever received?
That's a great question. So, I don't know if anybody actually gave me this advice, but I would say just something that I lived through. So living through, 2008 and seeing the market crash and seeing all these people buying homes that they couldn't afford, that they were paying interest only to barely make it. They were lying about their income and then losing everything. I feel like just seeing that, if, when I invest in a house or in any kind of property, I want that fixed rate. I don't want it to fluctuate. I want to be paying towards my principal, not just interest. I want to know I can afford that house and not just buying a house because I can.
Yeah.
So I think that was one thing that I lived through that I found very important that I would use for like my future purchases.
I agree. 30-year fixed rate mortgage or 15-year fixed rate mortgage. I absolutely can agree with that. And I think that that is great real estate advice. Okay, Sonja, and last question. What is your superpower?
What's my superpower? So this was a hard one for me. But after kind of talking about it and thinking about it, I think my superpower is definitely through my photography, connecting with my kids. I have so much fun with them. I want them to feel like I'm their best friend because I know they're nervous. They don't know who I am. I'm usually a stranger at the beginning. But I love by the end of the session that they're like loving it. And Liz can attest to this because by the end of our session, the first time I had met Michael, by the end of our session, he was like jumping into my arms, like giving me the biggest hug. And I love it. I love when they just get comfortable and they're having fun and they know I'm there to have fun. And it's just a great time. So I would say, just connecting with my kids through photography is probably my superpower and getting them to have a lot of fun. And
For sure. That is your superpower. I can say, okay, so Michael is shy. So I'm the extroverted mother with an introverted child. So, and when we had that photography session at Placerita Canyon with you, it took him a minute, but by the end of it, like, I think he was like kissing you and hugging you and wanted to like go home with you. Like, that is typically not Michael. It was really cool to watch you guys, build that connection because we go back to what you said earlier. You just wanted Michael to be himself. You didn't want him to, pose there and look like this, or, he was running, he was jumping, and you were doing everything possible to catch those moments. And truthfully, you caught Michael for who he is. That is him.
I think he was 4 or 5. Like, I have boys. Like, I get it. They're active. They want to run. They want to play in the dirt. They want to get dirty. And half the time, mom's like, no, don't get dirty. And I'm like, oh, I can take that off in post. It's fine. Just let him enjoy it because that's when you're going to capture those amazing and beautiful pictures. Yeah.
Well, I love your superpower. I love that, Michael has enjoyed it. And thank you so much. And please, everyone, if you can, go support Sonja. If you want, book a professional headshot session with her. And I'll see you guys next week on Live with Liz. Bye, Sonja.
Thank you so much for having me. Bye.